welcome. Today we have chiropractor Dr. Nick Kellerman joining us.
How's it
And
going?
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Good. And of course, Dr. Kellerman, he is my personal chiropractor, so that makes him the best chiropractor, of course.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, Dr. Kellerman. So tell us about yourself and what drew you into chiropractic care.
Um, well, I guess a little bit about myself. I am married. We have 5 kids. We've been married for about 20 years. Long time ago, I wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon. Um, let's just say between the ideas of being on call and not being able to live further than a few miles away from the hospital kind of changed my mind on that. Also, my grandma got really sick when I was in college. And no matter what they did, they never seemed to help her out. She just kept having these minor heart attacks, nothing major, to the point that about 10% of the apex of her heart doesn't function anymore, which is not a big deal. The apex doesn't do a whole lot. But then she started going back to her regular chiropractor. His name is John Melvin. He's in DuPont, Illinois. And within like a few months, she was totally fine. And actually, she's still alive today, living in her ranch house on 2 acres all by herself. So she's doing pretty good for 87 years old, and a bunch of adjustments earlier in the century. So, so went into it. When I did start chiropractic school, she still was not feeling good. So I ended up going home to chiropractic school, Logan College of Chiropractic in St. Louis. Then my wife's family was from central part of Illinois, so went back there, opened up my practice. Did that for 8, 9 years, I think, a little town called Sullivan, Illinois. Um, and then the opportunity arose to come down to Texas. It was something we've always wanted to do. So we sold our house, we sold my business, we sold the building my business was in, packed up everything, and moved down here to Austin, Texas, and been here for the past decade now. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Yeah, we're glad you're here. And it's a little funny that we met here in Texas because I'm from Wisconsin, you're from Illinois, we
Yep.
were much closer.
Yeah.
And when we were growing up too. So that is kind of the small world that we always
Yeah.
end up with.
Very
So
small world.
it is, yeah. So previously you've mentioned to me that you're into strength and fitness training. Tell us a little bit about your passion and how you feel are the greatest strengths of that routine.
So I'm a former athlete. I don't really look like it nowadays like I used to, but I started playing basketball when I was 5 years old, and it was just the way it is. My hometown, I mean, 5 years old, we were traveling, right? So we weren't just playing like neighborhood rec sports and things like that. We played the other small towns that were near us. Uh, and so it's just been part of my life since birth. And playing basketball for that long, I played basketball in college. Um, and so it's just always been a part of me. I did notice for a while I took some time off from working out and lifting weights and all that fun stuff, and I just didn't feel like myself. Oh, it was probably 2 or 3 years. I didn't really do anything. Just wanted to let my body relax. I was burnt out, and you get up, you lift weights, you run, you go to class, you do all this stuff, and finally the opportunity arises to be an adult. You don't have to do that anymore, so you take some time away. And man, I was grumpy. um, I was just grumpy. And so my wife was like, why don't you start working back out again? So I got back into it, kind of stepped away from the former training and went more into traditional strength training, Monday, Tuesday, do one body part a day, bro splits. I think that's what people call it sometimes. Um, and it really helps me to stay centered, decompress, get some of the anger out, listen to the loud music. Um, but at the same time, you just feel better and you have more energy. I don't get sick as much. I learned that from my best friend. He played in the NFL, and he said, hey, the more you work out, the harder you work out, the better you're going to feel. I'm like, well, I know that. And he's like, yeah, you don't get sick as much. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so I did notice that. So changing with how I work out. And of course, I'm going to be 45 this year, so I don't work out like I do when I was 25. Um, but it is an excellent way to also just have some time to yourself, and you can listen to the music and get your mental health right at the same time, and just kind of get rid of some stuff and spend some quality time with yourself and stay healthy and look good at the beach.
All those are great benefits. I agree. Are there some tips, maybe some top 5 healthy tips that you can tell us to stay in alignment and keep healthy at home so our viewers can do that maybe themselves?
Um, the biggest thing, and I'm preaching to the choir on this one, number one is definitely what you put in your body, right? Think of your body as a Ferrari, right? And if you own a Ferrari, you don't just pull up to Bucky's and put 87 in your Ferrari, right? You got to put the high end stuff into your Ferrari if you want it to perform. And it's the same way with your body, right? When you're at home, things you can do at home. Number one is what you put in your body. If you put slush in your body, you're going to feel like slush the rest of your day. And so then it doesn't matter, what you do because you're not giving your body the best ingredients that it needs. Um, Minimum, you want to exercise 4 days a week. I know I'm kind of getting ahead of myself a little bit, but it's totally easy to do it at home. You don't need anything. You can just use body weights and push-ups and squats and jog and jumping jacks and all those things you might have did in elementary and middle school PE class. There's a reason why they had you learn all that stuff because you can do those at home. There's a former professional football player. Most people know he's also, made some rumblings in Georgia in politics, but Herschel Walker. And when he got into high school, actually what Herschel used to do is he would just grab a deck of cards. And if it was a black card, he had to do push-ups. And if it was a red card, he had to do sit-ups. And that's what he did, the deck of cards workout. And I mean, that dude he still looks really good for being in like his late 50s. So easy stuff to do at home. You don't even have to have a gym membership to keep you healthy and keep everything in place after you're done. Of course, another one I'm preaching to the choir too. You want to have 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night. You want to have 6 to 8 hours of sleep. I know that could be difficult for some people, kids, jobs, stress, the world we live in. But that's when your body heals. So you can do whatever you want to during the day, but you got to give your body that time to heal overnight, uninterrupted, not a 15-minute cat nap. That's just to give you some juice to get through the rest of the day. But for your body to heal and to perform at its best, it's mandatory that you have that much rest. Touched on it a little bit with the working out. Check in on yourself. Make sure you are in a good place mentally. It's been a crazy few years, the past couple of years. And when you have problems, right, the big fancy word in chiropractic, subluxation, misalignment, whatever you want to call it, sure, it can come from being at the gym, lifting weights, moving the couch, bending over to pick up a pencil sometimes, car wreck. But at the same time, your mental health and stresses can also affect your spine and how it moves and cause the same type of subluxations as well, especially in the neck. Lots of stress can cause lots of problems with the neck. Of course, people know that with headaches and things like that. So take care of yourself. And it's all right to just be like, hey, honey, I need to go out to lunch on my own today, or I need to go do this today, or read that self-help book, or do whatever you need to do, but make sure you take care of yourself. And then finally, of course, the last thing is a proper functioning nervous system. And I tell people this all the time, or I ask them, what's the most important organ in your body? And thanks to great marketing, most people will say your heart. But your heart is controlled by your brain, and that connection is through your nervous system. So if you don't have a proper functioning nervous system, then you're going to be having some problems as well. And that falls right back into the beginning. Stay pliable, stay flexible, stretch and sleep and eat. And don't put yourself in compromising positions. Don't get all comfy on the couch thinking you're still 16 years old and you can just lay however. Unfortunately, well, some of you may be 16 years old, but I'm assuming the vast majority of people watching this might be creeping more into my age of the woods than in the little bit younger. But putting yourself in long positions, especially looking down at your phone or iPad or anything else, compromises the integrity of your cervical spine and of your spinal cord. And that stretch causes problems throughout your body. And even losing just a 5% gradient of your curve in your spine can cause massive changes inside of your body, and not just physical pain. There can be all kinds of other things that go along with it as well, because the nervous system controls everything about your body. So you want that connection between your brain and body to not have interference whatsoever. And so those would be the 5 very easy things to do at home, right?
They are, and they're great tips because I think all of us know these tips, but they're easy to forget. It's easy
Oh
to
yeah,
go on in our busy lives, and these things fall to the side, and we need these good reminders to keep us on track. So this is excellent.
absolutely, absolutely.
So is there one fitness tool that you like that you consider might be a must-have for every home?
Uh, well, that depends on how much money you have, right?
Yeah.
Of course, my favorite thing that I use that I would love to have at home is this thing called a Pit Shark. They have it at the gym I work out at. It's absolutely amazing. But I think it's about $6,000, so I'm not sure that's feasible for everybody. Um, Simple. If you don't have a bar, go out and pay, I don't know, 10, 15, $20 for a pull-up bar. Um, that's about the only thing, right? And I know everybody hates pull-ups, right?
Mm-hmm.
But going back to earlier where they're working out at home, there's not really anything you can do for your back unless you want to do push-ups real slow, like a slow negative is what it's called. So you lower yourself down. And the best back exercise, even at the gym, uh, the best thing for your back is pull-ups. I know nobody loves a pull-up. They're horrible. But you get that pull-up bar, you can put that in your door frame, or maybe mount it up in your garage, something like that. And then that gives you an option to work on your back now. So you can do push-ups, you can do the squats, you can do sit-ups. And now with that $10, $15 push-up bar or pull-up bar, now you can do the pull-ups in there. Of course, you can jog and all that fun stuff. So I would definitely say, in my opinion, the one cheap, easy thing to have at home would be a pull-up bar.
That's a good one. You're the first person I've heard to say that one. I hear all these different answers, and it's an easy solution. And how many people can't do a pull-up? I don't know that
Yeah.
I've tried in a long
Oh,
time.
and there's so many ways to do it, right? Like when I first started with pull, I actually didn't even know there was all kinds of different pull-ups. So an actual pull-up is when you have your hands out wide, and then you have a chin up is when your hands face in. And that's the easiest because you actually get to use a little bit of your bicep when you're doing that to pull yourself up. But how I started doing pull-ups is just focusing on the negative. So I would use a chair, I'd stand up on the chair, grab the bar, and get to where my chin was above the bar, and then slow as possible, lower myself all the way down. And I was a little bit heavier than I am now. There was no chance I was pulling myself back up. So you just step right back up on this chair and you just go as slow as possible. They're called negatives. Then once you get good at that, then you can do a jumping pull up. So you just stand below the bar, you jump up, grab the bar, and you use the momentum from your jump to help get you all the way up, and then slowly lower yourself back down. And I went from being able to not do a single pull-up to where I was doing sets of 15 and 20. So it just takes time. Your body's an amazing thing. As I tell the boys I coach, sometimes you just need more reps.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's I'll have to go and start my pull-up routine now. So now that I
And
know.
that, it works with anything. If you can't do very much on a bench press, or you can't do very much on a squat or anything like that, just put the weight on and then just slowly lower it down. Of course, you're going to need somebody to help you get it back up, right? But you'll build strength that way, and then before too much longer, you'll be able to actually do it without the help.
Good. Well, that's excellent. I'm excited. I'm gonna try out the pull-ups and see how it goes. We have a fitness trail with pull-up bars on there, so I'm gonna
Oh
go
yeah,
check it
I,
out.
I, I still can't do a pegboard. I still can't do a pegboard, but I
Yes.
can do pull-ups.
Yes, yes. My son goes to that ninja gym and he's doing all
Mhm.
that stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, to be 9.
Oh, no kidding, right? And then you don't hurt the next day. Like you just
Yeah.
get up and do it again, and
Yeah.
yeah, no, hurts so much the next day now.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yes, yes. I'll have to take it slow. But yeah, and then I'll be in to see you, of course, because I always find a way to injure myself, whatever I'm doing. And
Yeah.
that's why chiropractor is there. That's awesome. All right. So tell us how folks can find you if they want more information, if they want to come and see you as a chiropractor, or if they just want more information on what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, I do have a website. Look, I'm gonna be honest, I don't stay up to date on it very much on that one. And you can go look through there. The easiest way, of course, is to just call me. My number is 512-258-9355. Back in the day, for us older people, it's 512-258 well, if you can remember that on your phone. And that phone is actually a cell phone. So if you're one of those people that's busy, or maybe you think of it while you're driving and your phone's hooked up and you say, "Hey Siri," you can totally just text that number. And then when I get a moment throughout the day in between patients, I can text you right back. Even if you're a new patient, I can text you right back, tell you when would be a good time to come in. Of course, you can call and leave a message, and then I'll check it when I get the opportunity. You can email if you want to. I am not the best with email. I'm very slow with the emailing. But you can ask me any question you want to. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a new patient question, or if you want to come in and schedule an appointment, I'm more than willing to help anybody with whatever their needs are. Doesn't matter to me. Everybody's fighting their own battle, and if I can play a little part to help you win your battle, then that's all that I need. So yeah, feel free to give that number a call or a text or an email. It'll pop up here, I believe, later as well. And I'd be more than honored to help anybody out.
It sounds great. Thank you. Yeah, and of course you're in Round Rock, Texas. So anybody
Yes.
local, this is a great resource. And then anybody else who's outside of it, good resource for just information if they need it. Then that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Real easy to find, right across the university from Terra Vista. If you're familiar with the area, Tequila's Bar and Grill and Sonic is right over here by me. I forget how many lights down from IKEA I am. I don't know, like 7 or 8. They keep adding them every week. I swear they add a new light in between me and IKEA every week. So yeah, it's a pretty convenient location, and I can even tell you how to get here without driving down all the construction of university. So I'm more than willing to help you with that as well.
Good. Yes. Yes. And IKEA is a good marker because everybody in the area knows where IKEA is. So
Yeah, everybody knows where IKEA
that's
is.
great.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Especially
Well,
on Fridays and Saturdays, they know where IKEA is.
oh yes, exactly. Yes, the place to be, of course.
Yes, yes.
Well, thank you for joining us, and we hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Hopefully the weekend clears up and it's nice like it was this week while I was stuck in this office.
Yes. All right. Well, you take care.
Yeah, have a great day.